No, I loved playing. I was able to play on 9 Ryder Cup teams and 7 President's Cup teams. So represent your country, wearing the flag on your sleeve, having millions of people back home pulling you for a bigger cause. I mean, being part of a team is special. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special episode of the Whole Story podcast. Jonathan, I know you're off site today from your normal environment, but this one was one worth carving out some time to be a part of. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know what the situation would have been. I mean, I'm trying to think. We've done a podcast from India, Italy, Europe in the middle of the night. I can't imagine what would have kept me from saying, sorry, I can't make it for this particular one.
Yeah. So we were approached by our buddies at Summit Golf Brands. Dan Drellinger said, "Hey, I got an idea revolving around the President's Cup." And we're, of course, like, yeah, whatever. Like, tell us. We'll be happy
Yep.
to help. He says, "We want you guys to interview Jim Furyk and Billy Draddy and have a conversation." And we're like, done. Let's make it happen. So we just got to do that. So this interview, this episode that you guys are about to listen to is us talking with Mr. 58 himself and Billy Draddy. And man, what a time. That was awesome.
Yeah, I think it goes back to, we talk about all the time, like golf is people. And as much as you might think being starstruck, or it was just a conversation about golf with a couple of guys who like golf, which sometimes you think about professional golfers and how they're going to be. It was just simply, hey, what's going on? How's this going to work for the team, the experience? And I think probably for me, it was just measured, right? Like Jim is just measured in his approach, obviously from his experience and everything else. So we can't wait to watch the golf. Can't wait to hear your guys' comments and thoughts on the interview. And Robby, if you're watching right now, if you might be seeing, he actually has on the Ryder Cup USA version. Mine's at my house because, again, I'm not home right now. So
Yeah. Yes. B Draddy and Zero Restriction yesterday. I guess when you guys are listening to it on Tuesday, so August 4th, released both the USA and the international team because they are the apparel providers for both teams. So they released all those. They look amazing.
oh,
I'm a B Draddy guy, Zero Restriction, any Summit Golf brands. Like I'm a
right.
huge fan. But yeah, you look at the stuff and it's awesome. Like, and it's funny, like I read through some of the comments and I think back to like what people have said about previous uniforms. They're like, oh, they went way off script. That's not and thinking of America stuff, right?
Sure.
That's so un-American. Just keep it simple. And now I'm reading the comments on this stuff. It's like so many of them are like, oh, finally the classic good look. But then some people are like, you just kept it too simple. I'm like, that's what everybody wanted to begin with. Like you said, red, white, and blue. It's not hard to make that, but to
That's right.
combine that with the classy looks that B Draddy and Zero Restriction already provide, like it's just a great pairing, right?
That's right. And if you want a little insight, Billy's going to give you a little tip on the short sleeve rain jacket that, again, Robby and I keep looking at, trying to figure out who's going to pull the trigger on that one.
I don't know if we're going to get one of those, but if you do want one, you better order it quick.
You better order it quick.
Better order it quick. Again, many thanks to Dan Drellinger, Cole Chapman, Billy, Jack, the entire team at Summit for this opportunity. I honestly don't know if our code will work on President's Cup gear, but you can give it a shot. It's bestball20. And you can get 20% off your order. If it doesn't work on the President's Cup gear, the rest of the stuff is just as good. It might just not have the nice American flag and President's Cup logo on it. So, yeah, this episode was fun. You guys enjoy it. If you like it, there's so many more episodes like this. It might not have a Jim Furyk on it, but it has people that are, like Jonathan said, are just people and doing incredible things in the game of golf. You know, Billy was our guest for the season 4 opener this year, but we've had almost now 200 episodes with incredible people doing incredible things in the game. So like or follow, subscribe, whatever the code word is or the proper way to say it, what we're doing here. Follow us on Best Ball. We've got a lot of fun things going on, and we're trying to share some great golf stories, and that's what we've done today with Jim and Billy. So y'all enjoy it. All right, joining us today on The Whole Story, we have Mr. Jim Furyk and Billy Draddy. Guys, how are we doing today?
Just fine. I'm doing great. Looking forward to the talk.
Yeah, doing great. Thank you.
Sure. So I guess we got to start out with like the relationship thing. Like Jim, Billy, where did you guys meet? How did y'all become friends?
Well, we met through the process of the last President's Cup. Jim was named captain, and we had been speaking with the PGA about doing the uniforms, but we had to get Jim's buy-in on it. So I remember we had sent a bunch of our cool polos to him, and he immediately identified this fabric as this is what all the guys are going to wear. We're going to do it every day. And so, it kind of started with that. Is that right, Jim, as you remember?
Yeah, I had to go back. I was thinking because we did both the President's Cup and then we did the World Champions Cup, and I was trying to remember which one came first, but you're absolutely right. It was the President's Cup first. And I ended up loving the stuff so much that I wanted to wear it on tour after that. So it just kind of struck up the conversation. And materials are great. Fit was great. I knew our guys would really like it. And it's tough. I mean, team events, you're fitting, 12 guys plus captains. So you're usually looking at, 16 to 18 folks, different body styles, different wants, different needs. A lot of it's just trying to get comfortable. And these guys are used to wearing whatever brand they're in, and they want to be comfortable on the course. But it hit me right away that not only the style, but it also had a lot of function. And our guys are, they want to look good. Don't get me wrong, but when you're wearing clothing possibly for the first time, you want it to be very comfortable and functional as well. And I think you've probably gained a number of different guys. I know like Justin Leonard off the World Champions Cup. You've probably gained a number of guys off of those President's Cups and the teams that you've had clothing in now wearing your stuff on tour.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, we kind of get two different pulls from it. One is someone like Justin, who, God, what an honor, to have him as one of our ambassadors. Great guy, great playing record, fits perfectly with the brand. But then you also get the guys that that have other clothing deals, and they say, could you send me another one of those Andy sweatshirts, so that I could wear it when I'm not playing and stuff like that. And that's always really exciting. If someone asks for a second rain suit or something like that, it's the kind of the highest compliment.
Well, after you're named captain and co-captain of Ryder Cup, President Cups, and things like that, especially in a world that's a very individual sport, what goes on behind the scenes to prepare not only picking out the clothing, apparently, of what everyone's going to wear, but even just the process of, besides picking the people, just getting ready to compete as a team?
Yeah, and like right now we're in a President's Cup cycle. So you got Brant Snedeker's our captain. Right now he's got Keegan Bradley and myself as assistant captains. So Brant's handling the clothing, the team room, really the bulk of the carry. I am going to be the Ryder Cup captain in 2027. So I've already been to Ireland twice this year. We're looking at, designing the golf bags, finishing that up, head covers. When you visit, you're looking at your team spaces, team rooms for the golf course, team rooms at the hotel. How are we going to get these guys? How are we going to set up their physio? Where are they going to work out? Just really trying to kind of set up the dynamics so we have a close-knit, tight team that we can spend a lot of time together. Right now, it's a lot of particulars, but if you look at the President's Cup right now, I mean, I think Captain Snedeker is glued to who's in our top six. The captain has 6 picks as well, so we're talking quite frequently, the three of us. And, he's just keeping an eye on how everyone's playing, who may fit for pairings. What is it going to take on this golf course at Medina, right? I was over, checking out Adair Manor, looking at the golf course right now. What do I see? What do I think? How could possibly Luke Donald set the golf course up? to give his team an advantage. And, Sneds has set up here at Medina. So, we're looking at horses for courses, guys that we think will fit Medina, guys that will be great in the team room, leadership qualities. But you take a look at what your team has and how can you accentuate that? We have 6 of the best players in the United States are going to qualify for this team. And then how can we sprinkle in 6 more that just make this team glue, gel, and make them stronger in every way possible? And so those are the things we'll be looking at here in the next few weeks and trying to fine tune.
Well, you talk about kind of building the team, and you referenced it earlier. Like, you've got so many people that the actual uniform piece or making them look good out on the course is a little bit of a challenge. And Billy, you guys have released this week what the team uniforms for both the U.S. and the international team for the President's Cup are going to look like. They look amazing, by the way. How much player input, Jim, do you get from the guys that either maybe definitely will be on the team or those that are, borderline captain's picks as you kind of go in designing these things?
If we're talking clothing, I think you kind of learn from your past. What were the pieces that the guys liked the most? What were the pieces that maybe weren't worn quite as much? And a lot of that goes to outerwear, right? You're going to have certain guys that like the kind of the quilted vest on the front. You see Scotty Scheffler wearing vests quite often, the quilted fronts. You see other players that, feel comfortable in a hoodie. JT is always in a hoodie, it seems like. So you learn from the past. When events are over, we always kind of, pick their brains. There's sometimes a survey. What did you like? What didn't you like? How can we make it better for the future? So you always continue to try to get better. But the relationship with Draddy has been a pretty easy one. I think they have such a wide selection of outerwear. That's usually the hard part is outerwear. Trying to get someone comfortable. We're playing in late September. We're playing in places like, Ryder Cups in Whistling Straits and Minneapolis. We're going to Ireland in late September. So we know it could be chilly. It could be rainy. So kind of having a really good mix of different types of not only warmths, but materials, zippers, non-zippers, trying to make everyone happy. And the whole idea is, giving the guys enough of a selection that they're going to find something they absolutely love and they want to wear and have on. And you'll see a lot of them, they'll just ride the same piece for 3 and 4 days in a row sometimes because they like it so much.
The one feedback I do remember specifically from Jim was regarding the outerwear. We had offered them both full zip and quarter zip models, and Jim said explicitly, no one likes playing in a full zip. It gets in the way putting. You have to think about it when you're swinging. We want everything to be quarter zips. And I remember that was one of his, one of the leading feedback in terms of.
That's just me personally. I mean, if you swing like me and you got all that movement and all that going on, that full zipper gets in the way, man.
Well, I know Robby's been drooling over the short sleeve rain jacket. I found the long sleeve with the hidden hoodie. So I think we're picking out which one, whenever we play in the President's Cup, which one we would be geared out for the outerwear.
Well, you got to get that half sleeve while you can because we make that exclusively for the President's Cup. It's a special, really, really lightweight fabric that it's funny. We have a hard time selling it into wholesale accounts, but it's always been a big favorite amongst the President's Cup players and then people buying the gear. I actually don't even have one myself because every time I think to go buy one, they've been sold out. So I've already earmarked one from this year's team allotment so that I have one, but that's one you have to hop on early.
Makes sense. Your name's kind of on the company. You should be able to get one, I would think.
Yeah,
we know a guy.
Yes.
Well, Billy, Jim talked about kind of the things that they learned through like player surveys and stuff, having done the 24 President's Cup and now going into 26. Like what lessons did you guys learn and maybe changes that you made or things that you said, this worked really well, let's do it again?
Well, I think, kind of Jim's inspiration in terms of how he looks at the process is very similar to the one that we do. And it's all about the players being comfortable. I can't imagine being a player and having to put on something that either you don't like wearing or isn't comfortable. And then you're being asked to perform. So, for us, it's about giving someone like Jim plenty of options so that, that guys can wear stuff that they're comfortable in and that they can play the best in. Each time we've done this, we've always thrown in a couple of extra styles that, just are other options in terms of what guys can wear. And it's always great to see someone pull that out. I remember last time around, Tony Finau, we had this color block style that quote unquote wasn't part of the uniform package, and he pulled it out and was wearing it. So I think it's about, being able to deliver for Jim, making the players comfortable in what they have to wear.
Yeah, my favorite piece was the hoodie that was kind of red on top or blue in the bottom or vice versa.
Yes, that's exactly. You nailed it. Yes, exactly. The blue on top, red on the bottom.
My son was overseas at the time. He was flying into Montreal to see that. He saw that piece on TV and claimed it as his at the end of the event. So
that sounds like my kids.
I think we ended up, the President's Cup gave us another one, so I made sure he had had the right size. That was my favorite piece as well.
Jim, as a coach, do you just have like a uniform of the week where the reality is like you just want to put on the same thing every time and move on? Because I know as a player, you get a list and they tell you exactly what you're supposed to pair up and all that kind of stuff. But here it's like, give me my hoodie, give me my jacket. I'm just going to be riding the cart and walking around.
A lot of times as a captain, it's about warmth. I'm looking for the thickest pieces. So we're standing on the first tee. We're standing a lot. I'm standing on a par 3 tee. I'm in a golf cart riding. It's usually chilly, so I'm trying to stay warm for the most part. And no, I don't have to swing a golf club. I don't have to be too worried about how it feels to play. And I'm more, what do I like the look of? And I usually, as a captain, I just go dead off the script. So whatever Billy has planned for the team for each day, as a captain, I kind of wear and love the fashion side of what he's put together. And we always have something warm to wear as well. So I'm all good. As a player, I would have picked like my 2 or 3 favorite outerwear pieces and pretty much worn those for the most of the week.
Well, you say as a player, you've played in a number of President's Cups and Ryder Cups yourself. And I'm kind of thinking about this, like if you were to go back of the ones you've played in, is there like an iconic piece or shirt or something like that you would say, hey, Billy, let's recreate this for a future team event?
Ooh, that's a good one. It probably would not be the 99 shirt with
not
all
the Jeff Rose shirt
with the window panes. Yeah,
probably not. I mean, the idea of that shirt was absolutely amazing. It had a picture of every winning U.S. Ryder Cup team on it. I mean, so the comeback in 99. I'm not going to say it was a pretty shirt in person. It wasn't, but it was nowhere near as bad in person as it was on television. So one of my favorite pieces, I actually still own it just because of the day and what we accomplished that day. I mean, I'll go, looking back, I love that piece from 24 that I mentioned. You talked to the color block hoodie, one of my favorites. There was the last time the Americans won the Ryder Cup in Europe, believe it or not, 1993. Davis Love holed the winning putt, and there was a kind of a tan beige type sweater that had a cream-colored big Ryder Cup on the front. It's kind of an iconic piece. We tried to bring it back, I think, in 2014 because Tom Watson was the captain of both of those teams. Didn't quite have the same luck in 2014 as it had back in 1993, but that was an iconic piece. I'm trying to think. I mean, I think I have really liked kind of the move to Draddy. It's been, and not to pick on some of the companies in the past, but we've usually struggled in the first year. So anytime a change has been made, and I've been doing this since 1997, so I've worn a lot of different clothing lines in either the Ryder Cup or the President's Cup. Anytime a change has been made, and it's been say a 3 tournament cycle or a 10-year cycle, we'll say, for these events, that year one has always just been really difficult, right? Getting the tailoring, getting stuff to feel right, fit right, a great combination of clothing, logos. It's really been a struggle over the past. And I think I've never seen something so seamless actually as I did with Draddy back in 24. And every time I heard we were making a change, I was like, oh dear, here we go. And now I'm in charge and I'm the captain. And so that's always a point of concern. But it was a great team to work with. As I said, the gear is comfortable. I think it's a good fit. I mean, our young guys thought it was cool, but yet, you put our 50-year-old captains in it and they enjoy it as well. And like I said, it was very seamless. So the company did a great job and it's something that's very difficult. It's proven very difficult to do over the years.
Billy, are you guys doing like full custom fittings, if you will, for the players, or is it mostly off the rack, or are there some special requests that come in that you accommodate?
Thankfully, the last couple of years we haven't had too many odd, shaped guys. And so we've been able to go with everything off the rack. We were always, we've always been ready. The bottoms are always the biggest problem, and always having options available for the guys as it relates to bottoms is really the key, whether to have someone there that could possibly tailor it or having other sizes available for the guys, because while they may not look like, like football or hockey players, on TV, you get someone like Patrick Cantlay and he literally has legs like a hockey player. It's like a normal off the rack pant just isn't going to fit him well. So you have to have, options for these guys.
We always have a team of tailors ready for both teams, ready to go. And we keep them very, very busy for the first few days of the week, kind of getting things straightened out for later in the week when the real competition starts. In the President's Cup, that would be on Thursday.
Sure. Well, what are you looking forward to the most at Medina this year as a vice captain?
I really just, I think Sneds is going to make a great captain. I brought him in 2024 at the President's Cup. I served with him last year for Keegan Bradley as a vice captain. So I think, really the camaraderie is what I enjoy. I'm honored to kind of be there to help serve, to do anything we possibly can to help the U.S. win. And then I also have a little bit of a side note for me being the Ryder Cup captain next year, just keeping me in the room, being around the guys, understanding the ins and outs of the pairings, why they may work. That's personalities, that's statistics. It's, sometimes it's just a gut feeling that a captain has and a great pairing kind of comes from it. So just being there with the guys and being part of it and helping Brant and then helping our players in any way possible. And it's always a nice close knit group with the captains as well, kind of being in that back room and, talking about the day and what we can do for these guys. We were once in their shoes and once in their position and now I've kind of transitioned to the captain side and we want to make sure that they have it every bit as good as we did and even better, trying to kind of keep pushing it forward and making each and every team a little bit better and having our organization, say Team USA, grow each and every year is really important to me.
So you're saying your name's not going to be picked as a playing captain this year. Is that right?
No, sir. No, sir. I'm not in the conversation. No. That's one of us this year. He was trying to get in the conversation for a while.
Did you enjoy playing or being a captain more?
No, I loved playing. I was able to play on 9 Ryder Cup teams and 7 President's Cup teams. So represent your country, wearing the flag on your sleeve, having millions of people back home pulling you for a bigger cause. I mean, being part of a team is special. We play on an individual sport each and every week, but when you're able to kind of accomplish things together, pull together, band together, those relationships, those bonds last a lifetime. And so I think my friendships are that much deeper with the guys on the team. And I loved playing, but as I said, eventually you kind of age out. I was able to do it for a lot of years and surely played in more of those events than most. But, towards the, middle of the end of your career, you start kind of taking notes, well, what would I do as a captain? What did I love about the captains that I've kind of played under and you try to kind of form those opinions in your head. And so I enjoy both of it. It's really kind of kept me young. It's kept me close to this generation of players. And I really do feel like I've got a good bond with them. And that's one of the reasons I kind of, when asked to come back as the Ryder Cup captain, the first question the media asked me was why. why now? Why are you coming back? And I just said, I just think we have a really special group of young players right now, both veterans and young players. And we've got this new class coming out now. There's a bunch of guys that are on the cusp of making these Ryder Cup, President's Cup teams. I mean, Gotterup's right there this year, but there's a whole bunch right in behind him that have a ton of game. And so to be around them, one of the coolest things about the Ryder Cup and President's Cup is, I played for Jack Nicklaus on, I think, 3 President's Cup teams. And now we're captaining guys that are in their early 20s. I mean, that's spanned over 60 years of the greatest, players in the United States. And I've got to spend a lot of intimate time with them and talk golf and band together for a greater cause. So it's been special for me.
Do you remind them that no one else has shot a 58 though?
No, they actually remind me of that more often, but no, I'm humbled. I'll tell you what, this generation can flat play. I know we talk about equipment and the ball and the driver, but there's a lot of skill and a lot of talent. And I enjoy that the game's changed. It's a totally different style than what I played or what my generation played, but it's fun to watch and admire the talent they have.
Is there one tip you still bring to the team from yonder years, if you will, that
Oh
you
yeah.
find is super effective?
Um, I think there's a lot to be said just with experience. I feel like over the last 30 years, I've kind of been there and done that. I've seen a lot. And so I think what I just try to add is, you know, going back on whether we're talking in the captain's room and ideas come up. I mean, I can kind of look back to, we tried that in 2016 or we did that in 2018 and it worked. We did that back in 2014. You know what? Didn't go over so well. And here's the reasons why. So I think really it's just getting the guys, right now, I think one of the things we really need to improve on, and there's no secret on it. I mean, our team play hasn't been the best here in the last 3 cups. And I said it in my presser at Aronimink. We've really struggled in our alternate shot. So that foursome matches, the alternate shot has really been a problem for us. I think we're 6-19 our last 3 cups in that format. And so that's something that we need. And that's as captains as well. We need to prepare for that better. I think our practice, our preparation, our pairings, the way our players focus on that format, we need to get better at in all facets. So those are some of the things we're working on.
Well, just pick the 2 guys wearing the everyday vest and the 2 wearing the Andy hoodie and say, we know
Make
your
sure
styles match, so you're going to play well together.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or the guys that have a trophy case like the one behind him. Look at that. That's unbelievable.
Seriously.
Well, yeah.
Let's see your trophy case.
There's some cups back there, some Ryder Cups.
Yeah,
and cups back there.
I love it.
Yeah, a little different than we don't have any trophies in ours. So anyway, well, as we move towards the end, and we've done this interview with you before, and we've kind of asked you these questions. So we'll focus this one to Jim to kind of get his thoughts. Jim, if you want to listen to Billy's interview, it was from earlier this season. It was really good. But we ask every one of our guests. This is kind of how we started it all. We want to know the story, and again, with someone like yourself with millions of options. But the story of your most memorable golf shot.
Oh wow. I'm never not good at this sort of thing. Memorable golf shot. I mean, I think it all goes to situations, right? Like you're putting key moments, whether that's a great round of golf like 58 or winning a golf tournament, being part of the Ryder Cup. I think if I went back to, I'd say like one of the best feelings I've had on a golf course and one of the worst feelings I've had on a golf course kind of probably revolve around the Ryder Cup. So at the Belfry in 2002, I was halved with my match with Paul McGinley. They needed a half a point to get to 14. 14 was going to retain the cup for them on a tie. And McGinley had about a 15-footer for par, and I hit a bunker shot up there, to give me range. He told me to pick it up. And so now Paul's got this 15-footer to basically retain the cup, and it goes in and place goes bananas. And, I have my match, but that point kind of put it over the top, and just the feeling out there of watching everyone go crazy and being on the losing side of a Ryder Cup. I struggled. I mean, it was a rotten feeling. I made it a point for a lot of years after that to find that guy that had that same feeling on our team when it happened, and just put my arm around him and talk to him about it, because it's a hollow feeling, and you want to know that it's not your fault. It's a team event, but you just have that. It'd be like striking out in Game 7 of the World Series to end the game. It's not your fault that they lost the game, but you just happen to be in that situation, and and then flip side of that is 2008. I'm standing in the middle of the fairway at 17, and I'm 2 up with 2 to play, and this is the match. Like, I can see the scoreboard that if I win this match, the U.S. is gonna win the cup. And I hit my best drive of the day on 17, and I climbed up this hill, and I mean, this is a hole I was hitting 5-iron into earlier in the week, and it was firm and fast, and I was geared up, and I had about 120 yards left, and I got to the middle of the fairway, and I was in the biggest divot you had ever seen. And it was sanded. So a lot of sand behind the ball. I mean, I'm just imagining, like, there's millions of people watching, and I'm looking at this lie thinking, if I hit it just razor thin fat, I am going to lay the sod over this thing. It's going to go like 80 yards. I'm going to look like an idiot, and now I'm going to have all the pressure of the world on me on 18. And I don't know how far back I played this thing on my stance, but it was back there closer to my right foot, I'll promise you. And I slammed down on like a sand wedge. It should have gone about 20 yards shorter, and I had it hooded so bad, and I hit this low screaming draw. It looked like I sculled it, but I caught it solid, and it spun and checked up about 20, 25 feet away. And by far not like the most memorable shot as far as like the greatest shot I've hit in my life, but under the circumstances and just kind of memory wise, just a great feeling. I was able to kind of 2-putt and put that match away 2-1. And so to kind of have the flip side moment where, I get to hug Tabitha afterwards, big hug from our captain, Paul Azinger, and then just being able to celebrate with the team afterwards and have some fun. So, good memory under a pressure situation, and the Ryder Cup, the President's Cup, those events, I'll tell you what, they provide a lot of tension and a lot of those moments. So that's what makes it so special.
That's perfect. Well, another thing we like to do is called the quick 9, but we're actually going to we're going to do a little short par 4 this time.
Okay.
So I don't even know if this is an option. Do you still have a bucket list course?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, probably more and more now that I'm not playing as much on tour, so I kind of enjoy going to see some other golf courses. But do I have to pick one, or can I pick a few?
You can pick a few.
All right. I'm going to go Sand Hills in Nebraska, Core Crenshaw. I'm going to go Chicago Golf, Old Seth Rayner. And then I've knocked a couple off my list here in the last couple of years, so it's shortening. I'm down to like 3 instead of 5. But I'm going to go Friars Head on Long Island. I've played a bunch of the golf courses in Long Island, but I have not seen Friars Head. Another Core Crenshaw, so you can see a little bit of I'm a big Rayner and Core Crenshaw fan, so those 3 probably be at the top of my list.
Man, I can hear the story now. Where is Jim Saturday of the President's Cup? Well, he got an invite to go play Chicago.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
that
Sneds,
should
you're gonna
happen
have to
for
cover for a
sure.
second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be good on Saturday. What is your favorite golf course logo?
Ooh, that's a good one. There's a bunch of really good ones. I thought Maidstone was pretty cool. The whale. Also that was one of the bucket lists I knocked off last summer. Phenomenal experience.
Yeah.
I'll pull a random, and it's a little self-serving because I'm a member there, but Glen Kernan, the Glen Kernan Club in Jacksonville, Florida, revamped a logo there, and it's now kind of a real new age fox, and it is a really cool logo. One of my favorites. I'm a member there, so it's a little self-serving. So, but I think it's a cool logo. It's nice to I like the logos where it's just a picture. You have no words. You either know or you don't know. And if you don't, and people ask, you're like, oh yeah, I visited that club and it was amazing. And we all if you really had a great experience and you enjoyed yourself, you always kind of want to go buy a golf shirt or a hat or something. And I kind of like the logos that maybe don't say where it is. You just have to kind of know, if that made sense.
That's
But
right.
Absolutely.
there's some pretty incredible ones. The Putter Boy at Pinehurst. I just played there with my son over the weekend. The Putter Boy is pretty cool as well. That one's kind of hard to top. Iconic.
Always a classic. What is one thing golfers should do?
Play fast.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, last question, and we want you to finish this sentence. The best part of golf is
Being outdoors with your friends and enjoying the camaraderie.
I love it.
How many times have people said that?
We're talking smack to them. One of the two.
Yeah.
I mean, that it has to be 90% on relationships and friends and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most people say it's the people you get to be with. I mean,
Yeah.
talk about just golf in general. Like golf has brought this conversation here together, and so it's a beautiful game that provides that opportunity for camaraderie. So, yeah. Well, we wish you guys the best of luck in the upcoming President's Cup. We know you're going to look good, and we are highly confident.
So's the other team, though. We can't claim
The
that.
other team will look good as well,
Yeah.
but they won't have the stars and stripes on their shirt.
I've really been enjoying your color commentary. How have you enjoyed stepping behind the mic?
No, I've had a good time. It's been a good learning experience. I think kind of getting used to the flow and how everything works. I have a much greater appreciation for how the television is produced, worked, the analysts that do it. I've had fun. I've really enjoyed it. Looking to do more next year, some more events, and the Golf Channel's been kind of a fun place to work. I love the folks there, the people that I've been working with, and I think that makes it a lot more enjoyable as well. So it's been a good team. I work a lot with like Terry Gannon, Kurt Byram, a little bit with Noda, Smiley, Bones will hop in on the ground, Aaron Oberholzer. So it's a good group of guys, and Steve Sands, another host. So it's been a good group, and I've really kind of just enjoyed working with them and learning more about it. And I think just kind of sharing my experiences, like we talked about, not playing as much competitively anymore, but it keeps me kind of tied to the game. And I think I have a lot to offer. And hopefully the fans see, maybe I was that serious kind of didn't smile a lot when I played golf. So hopefully the fans see a little different side of me and a little bit more fun loving and sharing my experiences and hopefully teaching them something about what these wonderful players are doing on the golf course.
Yeah, I thought you've had some really, really insightful commentary, so kudos.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and he's good on a podcast too, Billy.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this has been a lot of fun. Again, Jim, best of luck in the upcoming President's Cup and, of course, next year in the Ryder Cup. And hopefully maybe we can all get together and see you guys in person at some point between now and then. So, we appreciate you being with us today.
Appreciate it, fellas. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, for Jim Furyk and Billy Draddy, this is Jonathan and Robby with another episode of the Whole Story Podcast.